So?
You know, we live in a great country. A great country where a man can spend his hard-earned money to put out a fucking piece of shit like that and not get into trouble. You know what, Dinesh, if you were in fucking Russia, your ass would be fucking dead, so congratulations, you dumb fuck.
The entire time.
Oh my god!
All I was picturing was just Yakov Smirnoff. I love this country.
I love this country. This country is great. No, you know what? This country allows you to say this stupid shit. Even if it's wholly inaccurate and wildly left field. Like, I don't know if he calls this a documentary or not.
I think he technically classifies this as a documentary, despite the fact that none of it is a documentary.
Exactly. No, it's all acting. It really is. There's very little in the way of documentary, except for when he goes to talk to people he doesn't talk to people that don't follow a slant. He talks to people that are only interested in proving his point and furthering his narrative, which, fine, whatever. But if you're going to make a good documentary, the first rule is back up with sources. At no point in this movie, anything he says conspiracy-wise is ever backed up with any proof. It's all hearsay. The acting, like, they use actors. They reenact shit that may or may not have happened because they weren't fucking there. Yeah, I'm sure they had somebody over there in the cafe back in 1969 when Hillary was talking to Saul Alinsky about taking over the fucking country. Are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah, I like that they're like, oh, those private conversations that no one else was there for.
Exactly.
They know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Or the imagery of Bill Clinton in the White House having wild sex romps with like 15 fucking girls.
Girls all over the place. Like a big fucking orgy type deal.
Bitches on bitches like it was the fucking Playboy Mansion.
Like the White House became Saudi Arabia's harem. That's what this was. So, Dinesh, good man that you are, what you're trying to tell me is, because the Democratic Party has done some really shitty things in the past, the Republican Party is our savior. You must be out of your fucking mind. Out of your goddamn skull. You really think that the Republican Party is any fucking better than the Democrats? They are both trying to fuck us in the ass. Incessantly. There is not a goddamn solid politician in this world left. There really is not. So you're trying to fucking tell me that I should vote for Trump over Hillary, which you didn't. You never, ever endorsed Trump. All you said was Hillary's shit, but didn't give me a fucking good alternative to say the Republican Party is going to save the country. You are out of your goddamn mind.
Well, I always thought that was like the key component of if you're proposing an argument or if you're proposing a problem, that you should come with a solution or an alternative.
Yes.
It's like, you know, if I'm asking, like, if we were driving down the road and I said, hey, Irving, how would you like to stop at, like, McDonald's to get some food? And you're like, no, their food's shit. It's like, okay, then tell me where the fuck we should go.
We should go to Wendy's.
And that's
a solution.
Exactly.
That's an alternative.
But all you said was not McDonald's.
Not McDonald's.
Gives me nothing to go on.
Exactly.
Gives me nothing. And I have to say that watching this, I was a little ways into it, it struck me that, oh my god, I know exactly the format this is being done in. It's like if fucking Joseph Goebbels decided to direct an episode of Drunk History. And this is what came out of it. Like, honestly, like, watching this is on par to watching Drunk History, because I probably laughed out loud about as much. There were things that were wildly historically inaccurate, and everything was based on, like, supposed hearsay.
Yeah. The only things he gets right are things you can go back in and historically document without doing any research. Like voting records on the amendments.
So I'm gonna paraphrase stuff. Like whenever we need to have somebody talk, I'm gonna paraphrase that because I don't know what the fuck they said.
Democrats in the South were a bunch of fucking racists. Go, congratulations. We knew that already. That Nathan Bedford Forrest was a Democrat. Okay. He's a shitty fucking human being. Oh well, there's shitty fucking human beings on both sides. I mean, you really, this is your argument?
I liked when he made the argument that not one single Republican ever owned a slave.
Which, who knows? Maybe that's true.
I find that wildly hard to believe.
I do too.
Because, I mean, and this is like, okay, to give a little perspective on my standpoint going into this. I am an atheist and a non-voter. I could give a fuck about most politics. I find it hilarious. I find this shit show that's going on right now to be wildly entertaining. In like a Jesus Christ, we're like 2 more elections away from the fucking Running Man. But no, I on the whole, like, I generally don't give a shit. Like, I have actively stayed out of, like, voting and all that political stuff for years because it's never anything more than an argument with most people. And I hate people trying to tell me that one way or another is right. So going into a movie where it's somebody going out of his way to make a movie telling me what way I should think about things is always a great way to get me to really want to listen to your message. But no, like, this is just, it's fucking insanity. Like, it's like going around, like, it's like, here's like this scene of like what probably happened one day on, Andrew Jackson's plantation. Like, hey, this guy was, picking blackberries instead of blueberries. Like, beat the shit out of him! Smoke a cigar, smile to the camera.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Why? Every time, like, it would do shit like that, it's like, why? Or allege that all Democrats are prone to sexual proclivities by basically taking advantage of women under their thrall? Like,
yeah.
Like, basically setting up that every Democrat is also possibly the Purple Man.
So,
because why the fuck not?
Here we are, Dinesh.
A Republican would never be involved in a sexual scandal. Except for all of those ones who've been caught in sexual scandals. Don't pay attention to that. That's a different movie.
Ulysses S. Grant owned a slave.
Boom! Fact check.
Now,
I
they
boomed
said
so hard we got out of focus.
With some caveats.
There we go.
His father-in-law owned the slaves, and he used them, and he did legally own one. And he did free that slave. However, that factoid is incorrect then by what you said. A Republican president owned a slave. Now granted, he thought it was a bad idea, of course, so obviously he freed them. But when I can look on the internet in 2 seconds and figure that shit out, that's lazy fucking work on your part. Lazy fucking work. It really is.
I wasn't expecting a lot out of a guy who, every time I looked at him, I was trying to decide, does he look more like Dana Carvey doing a bit, or just like a really, really brown Mr. Bean? I'm sorry, that guy is a dead ringer for Rowan Atkins. Just, Indian.
He reminds me a little bit of Bobby Jindal, the governor of, what is it,
he was governor of Louisiana.
Louisiana, thank you.
I don't know if he still is. I honestly don't know. I know I saw his name a lot around Katrina.
Well, and this thing is so wildly jumping everywhere. Apparently, Hillary is to blame for slavery, eugenics, slums, ghettos.
You mean modern plantations?
Modern, yes. That's the other thing. You lost my ass when you called Obama an urban plantation owner. You have got to be out of your fucking mind. Again.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I mean,
if we want to cover that one, I'm pretty sure that he's actually a crazy person.
And here's the reason this shit goes over so well is because he's so well spoken. He's so on point. He doesn't raise his voice. He's level throughout. He makes it seem like he's a very scholarly individual when he's researching this shit.
Oh yeah,
but
when you have all these
shit up.
When you have all these takes that you can do, you got all the time to be level-headed and concise.
But I mean, just one tone throughout the entire movie. I don't think he ever raises or lowers his voice. He stays at one pitch the entire time while presenting these things that he presents them as fact. He doesn't ever give you any proof about this fact. And he can't because it's all up to a point. Once it gets to this stuff about Hillary, it's all hearsay and bullshit.
Which I love the fact that this movie is called Hillary's America. Hillary Clinton isn't even introduced in the movie until like
the last 15, 20 minutes.
Like the last 15 minutes, and then the last... conservatively. Let's call it the last 20 minutes. But then the actual last 10 minutes of the movie is just a musical montage, and we'll get to fucking that. But yeah,
all great propaganda pieces have to have a nationalist finish.
It'd be like if the movie Lincoln was all about like the Revolutionary War until like the last like half hour, and then all of a sudden it's like, and then this gangly old string bean from Springfield come walking in the White House.
Yeah.
And then it finishes out for a few minutes, and then they sing the Pledge of Allegiance or some shit.
And I'm sorry, but how dare you equate the great Abraham Lincoln to anything any political party is doing today? How dare you, sir? And how dare you try and claim...
You come for you, Dinesh.
that his assassination was some fucking democratic
plot.
My
god. Yeah, I know. I liked it when they under no pretenses just straight out alleged that like, oh, yeah, like he was doing all this, trying to free the slaves, and all those Democrats didn't want that. And I'm just saying, next thing you know, he's fucking dead. Like, they fucking ordered the hit. It's like...
But the hit didn't happen until after all the shit he wanted passed. So it was a fucking useless hit. Really? That's gotta be the stupidest fucking hit. You hit the guy after all the shit that you don't want to happen has already happened. That's fucking stupid. You should have learned that when you fucking referenced then fucking Al Capone. Where the fuck does Al Capone come into this? You fucking gotta be kidding me. This movie just goes every fucking which way.
It was fucking all over the place. My favorite part of this movie, though, my absolute goddamn favorite part of this movie, though, and it's part that Brad and Dave missed, is that they start talking about how it's terrible that the first movie screened at the White House was Birth of a Nation.
Oh my god.
Because Woodrow Wilson made the movie and then chose to air it in the White House to reignite the Klan, which I feel that's probably not true. They're watching this in like a fucking boardroom, like they're having a fucking conference, like okay, if everybody wants to turn to the left or right and sit awkwardly for half an hour and watch this presentation. Like, that's how they're sitting. It's not even like a viewing of it. It's like a boardroom briefing to watch Birth of a Nation, which is fucking long. And Woodrow Wilson is looking on with excited glee. And I'm honestly curious. Well, no, I guess that probably was actual footage from Birth of a Nation, because isn't that in the public domain now?
Oh yeah, no, it's Birth of a Nation was. Yeah, I'm pretty even if it was.
I'm pretty sure
it probably still fell under fair use anyway, because it wasn't like they used.
Yeah,
minutes and minutes. It was like
everything in this felt like they were timing it just in case they couldn't put it in theaters, that they could just release it on YouTube. And
shit.
So they're sitting around this boardroom in the White House, and they're watching Birth of a Nation. Like, just a bunch of white guys in suits in a room with nothing in it but chairs, a boardroom table, and an 8mm camera. Like they're watching a fucking snuff film. Like, I'm sure there's probably, like, some guy from, some head of state over there just fucking jerking off the whole fucking time.
Oh, shit.
And then Woodrow Wilson, looking at it with exasperated glee, smiling and doing everything aside from fucking clapping and going woo, is staring at the screen, and then, lo and behold, a Klansman writing at the screen comes out of the screen.
Oh, shit.
Like...
Yeah, and then
his
Wilson...
fucking Last Action Hero comes out of the goddamn screen. And, this completely made out of transparent, burning racism and energy Klansman gallops across the boardroom table and through the White House, which then Woodrow Wilson jumps up out of his chair and follows him
out.
And then the Klansman member goes riding across the White House lawn, and it keeps intercutting with Woodrow Wilson, who is now run outside to watch this spectral hate monger, who's just like sitting there like, ha!
Like, oh, it's so beautiful.
And then the horse rears back and then takes off into the distance like it's the fucking Phantom Rider in fucking Ghost Rider. And then he's just standing there on the White House lawn doing everything except, like, waving goodbye.
Come back, Klansman, come back!
He'll show us the way to a prosperous tomorrow. Next thing you know, lynchings.
Like...
It was fucking crazy. That, I don't know, I want to again say... I don't think this is historically accurate.
Yeah, right?
Like, I don't feel like when they were doing this screening to, for the sole purpose of reigniting the Klan in the White House, I don't feel like when that was happening that an ethereal visage came out of the film and basically coerced the president to go running out into the front yard like a fucking idiot. I don't know, but I
mean, you weren't there. You were not there.
I was not there, but man, to be a fly on that wall.
What's Woodrow doing? Oh, he's going to follow Spectre Klansmen out. They got some Negroes to kill.
It's like, and nobody else jumped up. Like, apparently they're like, yeah. It's like, it's okay. We saw this earlier. Like, he's gonna walk back in there. Like, did you guys? It's like, yeah. We went to the preview last night.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we did the same fucking thing. Like, I swear, we were over like across the street at the. We just went running outside. We're like, where the fuck did he go?
Wait,
did you see where he went? Like, yeah, he went fucking that way.
Just wait to the part where they're whipping the black woman. The blood comes flying out into the screen. Like, what the fuck, man? Really?
He was hoping that he would fall into it like it was Last Action Hero or fucking Final Girl.
Like, and that's the other, like, again, obviously he's not trying to be level-headed about this. Obviously. I am becoming convinced that he's actually a Terminator sent back in time to kill John Connor, but something happened. He hit his fucking head when he was coming out of his electro ball all naked and shit in like an alleyway somewhere. And he hit his head, and
the words John Connor got scrambled up, and shaking it off, and he looks up, and the first thing he sees is a sign that says like "Vote Dukakis," and he's like, "That's what it was. I thought it was a name. It was Democratic Party is what I have
to destroy the Democratic
Party. Come back
Party.
and kill the Democratic Party." But he doesn't know how to kill an idea, so this is what he's doing now. It's like, I don't know, like, I tried writing a book, that didn't work, it's like I can't shoot an intangible concept. I don't know, make a shitty movie, maybe that'll work.
It seems like he's
like
pissed.
a thought bomb.
Like, and here's the other thing, like, it starts with him in his incarceration. Stupid thing. Come on, there it goes. It starts with his incarceration at a halfway house, which he made it look real gang related and shit. I'm sure it was a nice little white fucking collar.
I love
3 meals a day bullshit.
No, he was in there like for campaign finance fraud. Like he was put in there with, you know, murderers and rapists like he basically, like, he was setting that up like he was Tobias Beecher who just got dropped into fucking Oz. Like, I'm sorry, that entire scene, if they had started playing the theme song to Oz, I would have been like, I'm with it so far.
He made himself seem the victim of some sort of political machination conspiracy scheme to get his ass thrown in jail because of what he does.
Oh, it was the Obama administration trying to silence him.
Yes.
No, it was due process because you broke a law that you knew you were breaking, you fucking twat.
Maybe you should pay more attention to campaign finance reform, and maybe your ass wouldn't have gone to fucking... and it wasn't even jail, it was a halfway house.
He was there for like 6 months.
Yes. It was country club bullshit. You got to read all this bullshit, apparently, while you're there, and think up the next way to trying to fuck somebody over because you were pissy.
Yeah, like, it kept showing jail cells, but he was just in, like, a big room.
Yeah.
They just had bunks, and, like, apparently they spent all day playing basketball and just walking around playing chess.
And talking about cons. And that's where he got his idea. Democrats are playing the long con. Yep. Hillary Clinton went back in time, started the Democratic Party.
Since the 1800s,
just so she could now become president to steal America. That's what this movie is about. Is this is all Hillary's fault somehow. First it was Obama's fault, but now that we've gotten through the Obama years and country is still in one piece, and people are a little pissy at each other more, but it's still in one piece. Now we got to attack Hillary.
I like that since, too, like, the ultimate goal was to get to pissing and moaning about Hillary. They, honestly, like, for everything going on, this guy spent maybe, like, 5 minutes talking about Obama. They're like, look, in his own memoir, he said that he told a white lie when he was a fucking kid so that people wouldn't, like, you know, it's like the kids at school would think he's cool. Every fucking kid has done that. Or
wait, when he started out, he's like, well, I talked about Obama and I was right about that one, so now it was time to find out. Well, right about what? The fuck bullshit is that?
Yeah, it's basically like Obama lied when he was in 3rd grade and Obamacare, and that pretty much sums up the last 8 years. Yeah.
Obama lied when he was a kid, thought he was going to get caught up in his lie, and his dad bailed him out because his dad was probably a decent fucking human being and went along with it because that's what you do for your fucking children. But clearly you don't have any children, or you would know what it means to be a good parent. And sometimes when
he has no
tiny,
children because even Ann Coulter wouldn't marry this fucking asshole.
I mean, I don't know. He probably... He might have kids.
She's the devil.
she is the devil. But she has a barren womb because nothing can grow in that vicious cesspool of a vagina.
You can't grow anything when it's salted her.
It's just barren her. Yes.
No, but for real though, fuck Ann Coulter.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, like... I even know, like, and I've got no problem. Like, I as I phrase this like I'm about to say, so I've got black friends, so I'm not racist, I can say this. Like, no, like I know plenty of people who are Republicans. Like, my parents are Republicans.
He does have a daughter, by the way.
But,
I had to kind of...
Poor girl. Even my parents, who are like lifelong Republicans, they don't even listen to shit like whenever it's like Rush Limbaugh or like Ann Coulter or Glenn Beck, like some like talking head that has extremist of extreme views. Like, even they're like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't understand this shit. Like, I don't know. I saw 2 commercials the other day. The Republican ones, like, yeah, we're putting up jobs. I'm like, all right, jobs, okay. And then they go and they vote Republican. like that is the most thought I think my parents put into the voting process. That's also part of the reason why I don't vote, because no one puts any thought into the voting process. They just, like, I don't know, I'm a Democrat, so I'm going to vote Democrat.
Right.
I don't know, I'm a Republican, so I guess I'm voting Trump this year.
Well, that's the other thing, too.
Because I'm not going to vote for crooked Hillary. She's a malfunctioning robot. I saw that.
I cannot stand Hillary Clinton. I think she's elitist. I think she feels like she is entitled to all this shit without any background whatsoever proving that she can handle this shit, which is a lot of candidates true. But at the same time...
Don't you remember all the jokes, though, the entire time Bill was in office, where everybody kept going, it's like, what's it matter that Bill's getting impeached? Hillary's the one actually running the country. So if you go by that, everybody's already perfectly fine with her running the country.
Exactly.
They were perfectly cool with it for, like, 8 years.
Apparently Bill was just the puppet, and Hillary's hand was up his ass the whole time. Which, here's my thing. Okay. But you're going to sit there for an entire movie trying to set this whole thing up saying Hillary's bad. But yet, you do not offer an alternative. You don't come out and say vote Trump. You just said the Republican Party is going to save it. You, for whatever reason, realize that Trump is the fucking crazy batshit end of the spectrum. This is what 20 years of Fox News has led. And now the Republican Party is trying to backtrack going, whoa, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, I
you
love that.
Own this shit because this is your fucking fault.
Every single day now for, like, the past, like, week, like one of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning is I pull up, like, CNN on my phone, just because I like to see what horrible atrocities to mankind we've managed to do in the, 6 hours I had my eyes closed. Like, I don't know how many times I've been like, it's like, oh, man, let's see what this is. Click. 35 dead, and, like, I don't even give a shit. I don't think you're going to read that. But, like, every morning now, it's open it up, like, it's like, more fumbles for Trump. Can he save this sinking ship? And it's like this senior Republican from, New York, this senior Republican from down here, like, this, like, political advisor who, like, coached, like, all these politicians and presidents, like, 50 former heads of national security in one fucking letter, like, look, we're just not gonna fuck with this shit.
This guy's gonna kill us if we vote for him.
It's like fucking, like, Chris Christie's, like, top aide, like, just coming out and saying, like, yeah, I'm voting Hillary. Like, this is fucking stupid. I'm gonna vote for Hillary. Y'all can choke.
So, my sister said this, and I kind of thought it too. We have how many people in this country?
Several.
Over 300 million people. That's a lot of people. That's not a small number. We could find no better candidates than these two. Really. This, out of all of the minds, out of all the people, even, people that wanted the position, people that didn't want the position, whatever have you, this is what we came up to as the two best viable candidates for the presidential election. If nothing else in this review, I just want that to sink in with everybody. These two are the best we can offer up. If you believe that, you're part of the problem. I'm just going to say that right now. Neither of these candidates...
He's talking to you, America.
Neither of these candidates are incredibly viable options. I'm not sure why this happened. Well, I do know why this happened.
That's why November 4th, right on your ballots.
Mickey fucking Mouse. No, I don't. He'd do about as good fucking job as these two probably gonna do.
No. If his father's any indication, he's probably also a Nazi sympathizer.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, and then equating Planned Parenthood to fascism and ism. Yeah, probably not the best way. Just because the founding member dabbled. Planned Parenthood has become a vital organization for women.
For only providing abortions.
That's
forcing them
all
on
they
minorities.
do is sterilize women and abort. They don't provide family planning. They don't provide birth control. They don't help individuals figure shit out when they get pregnant. None of that. Yeah, it's just abortions. It's all abortions and selling baby parts.
Oh, which yeah, I love that they used some clips from those videos from YouTube like that. I forget what the fuck the bullshit name of that group was. But you know, like the fucking like Planned Parenthood, like oh, we buy baby parts.
Yeah.
Videos that have been widely debunked. And like, isn't the guy who put all those up, like, he's now facing several lawsuits?
Yes.
For
yes,
doing that?
Yes,
because he just bold-faced lied.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, all these, like, secret recordings and everything. Like, it's like, so that's part of his backing up his point, is using stuff that has already been proven to be false.
Yeah. Again, he is using past transgressions and past mistakes, which mistakes were admitted, to then try and say that the entire Democratic Party is bad and Hillary is the ringleader. You cannot use anybody's past as proof they're doing bad now. You have to prove they're doing bad now, because things change. We grow up. We have done a lot of shitty fucking things as a country. Slavery is one of them. Segregation's another. Democrats had a hand in it. Republicans everybody had a hand in it, because everybody was fucking stupid back then.
But here's my thing. Everybody that had anything to do with that is fucking dead. So I kind of consider a lot of that to be moot points. Like, I'm not saying, like, it's like, yeah, slavery's over with. Everybody that owns slaves is dead, so, yeah, I don't know. Fuck off. Like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like trying to say, like, it's like, well, because, like, a Democrat owned a slave back in, like, 1850, like, that means that you should never vote Democrats lest they own you later in life. Like, I don't understand how that's an argument you can make. I
mean, that's like saying everybody in Germany is a terrible Nazi and deserves to suffer because of what they did in the past history. That's not the case.
Yeah, my like ancestors, like, they came here like after like World War I, because they realized, like, while that shit was going on, they're like, wow, so Germany's kind of bullshit these days. So they just fucking left and they came here to the fucking States. Like they just decided, like, this is stupid. Yeah. We are done here, and they left. It's like, do I hold anything that went on over there in Germany? Like, it's like, should like I be held accountable for all that? Fuck no. I don't know what the fuck was going on back then. Like, you can write shit in books, but I have no dealings with that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, I'm pretty sure that you know, if they left because it was looking like bullshit, there was a good reason.
Yeah. Well, and here's the scary thing about that. There are a lot of parallels to late 1930s Germany and shit that's going on not here but also in the UK, with the extreme nationalism, the xenophobia, all that shit. If we let it, it will turn us all bad. I'm going to tell you right now, the majority of Germany did not hate Jews. The majority of the Germany was looking for recovery from the hurt and the losses from World War I, and Hitler came in and took advantage of that fear, that anger, that pain, and used it to kill 6 million people. I'm not necessarily saying that America or the UK will get to that point, but we are scarily close to that edge. And if we let it, we can easily fall into that shit. The divisiveness, all the shit that I see going on right now, it's right there. It's waiting to explode. We cannot ever let that happen. I say a lot of offensive fucking shit over the course of these reviews.
What? No.
At no point should anything I ever say happen. We should never hate another individual. I don't care what they look like. I don't care who they fuck. I don't care who they voted for in the last election. Those are our neighbors. We need to find out how to heal that shit. Not divisiveness. This election right now is the one that should bring us closer together. We should realize these two fucking idiots are two extremes that are trying to split us apart. This country does not need to have that. This shit is trying to split us apart. This is not trying to put this country together. This is
it's trying to drive
this
a
is
fucking
meant to
wedge.
drive a wedge, exactly. Provide xenophobia, provide fear. Which amazes me because Dinesh D'Souza is an Indian American. We cannot afford to let this country get back to those ways. We have got to find elected leaders that are going to bring this country into one. We need to find elected leaders who are going to work with each other instead of trying to push their own agendas and fuck everybody else. That's not how this country is going to get forward.
We need a candidate who, for all this movie was talking about the Klan, we need a candidate who is not being actively fucking like proclaimed as like his candidate of choice by David Dukes, the former leader of the Klan.
Yeah.
Who is gone on record several times showing his support of Donald Trump and claiming that Donald Trump actually got the idea for the phrase "Make America Great Again" from his former failed attempt at running for the presidency.
Oh, shit. But yeah, so
I mean, you know,
this
Woodrow
is not
Wilson.
This is not a party thing. This is we are in a spot where we are in a crisis point with politics. We have to turn back from the course we're on. I don't care what you believe. I don't care if you hate what I have to say, if my opinions are completely opposite yours. I believe that you can make a difference, that you're inherently a good person that doesn't hate every other individual on the planet. And it doesn't matter what you believe, what I believe. I believe that even if we have differences of opinions, we can still come together and figure out a way to make this country whole again, I would have to say. I mean, Abraham Lincoln, a house divided against itself cannot stand. This Republican, Democratic, bipartisan shit has gotten to such a wide... Nothing gets done. We can't fucking get anything done because of the divisiveness.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to come together. Nobody wants to work together. They want to push their own fucking political agenda. Instead of, you know what? We elected your ass. You do what we say, not the other fucking way around. We can drop your ass just like that. And I don't think that any politician really believes that we'll do that. They're calling our bluffs. Well, it's time to put up or shut up. Get these fucking assholes out. Let's put people in there who are going to work together to bring this country back around instead of fighting amongst themselves. And hopefully we can get this shit back on track. Because from what I can see, it hasn't been on track for a long time, and it's just getting worse and worse. There's 2 different tracks. We need to merge that track back into one. Because it's fucking America. It's not Democrat America, Republican America. It's fucking America. It's the United States of America. And that's what it should be. And most people, I think, agree with that. But it never fucking shows in the polls. So, I don't know what else the fuck to say about that.
Basically what we're saying is, in 2020, vote Yeezy for president.
Do not fucking vote. That is, no.
Ye is gonna get us where we want to be. You don't know. He's got billion-dollar ideas.
Oh, fucking shit.
All right, so
Kanye could stay. He should stay an artist. He's fine as an artist. I don't mind Kanye. That would be. You know what? That's idiocracy right fucking there. That's the start of that shit. Then we got Hector Elizondo Camacho Rancho.
He will be the prototype for President Camacho.
Yes, he will. and then comes Ouch My Balls, and yeah, then we're fucking. Oh man, but honestly, neither one of these candidates are particularly good.
Yeah, I don't have much of a say in any of this. I'm not voting anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter what I think.
You're basically painting all of America into a fucking corner with these 2 choices. You really are.
So do you want to talk about how this movie ends?
Of course, it ends like any good propaganda film does, with nationalist pride music.
Jesus Christ, that was the. It was like the 4th of July threw up.
Oh my god, did it ever.
It just suddenly we're on stage with an orchestra after like all this like talk about how like Hillary's gonna steal America and all this shit and all this like nonsense we've been watching. And then it cuts to this orchestra and this piano player is just talking to us in casual terms, like he fucking knows me. And then they start playing, shit, what were they playing? Lost my mind. Was it,
Well, God Bless America was the first one.
Yeah. And they're playing it, and it's, like, focusing on, like, this little, like, Aryan child singing, and then it opens up to the full orchestra, and then a choir, and then it starts cutting to, like, all this insane imagery, like, fucking, like, battleships, like, shooting their guns off, and then, like, the Civil War where they're running around with flags with 50 stars on them already, which that was a forward-thinking regiment there. Like, there's probably gonna be 50 of these eventually. We'll put 50 stars on here that'll keep us from having to carry around 4 flags currently.
Well, and the thing was, then it jumped back.
But then it was like showing like it was like scenes that you would see in like a fucking like Memorial Day sale commercial at fucking Target, like people walking in fields like waving American flags over their heads like they're picnic blankets,
putting their kids on the shoulders, they're watching, a parade.
The Blue Angels flying by doing aerial acrobatics.
Americana at its best. And I mean, really, if the shit that he shows during this thing is really nice stuff. It's stuff that is patriotic. not divisive, and really kind of unifying. And to show that after the bullshit that he just went through to divide and separate us, I'm just like, it's jarring, the differences. You're showing everybody coming together. You're showing the family of the war hero coming home, and they're meeting him at the airport, running into his arms. Terminal and shit that makes you proud to be an American.
I'm pretty sure if we would have looked behind us, there was probably somebody standing up and saluting.
Oh yeah, well, because we were...
I mean, granted,
we were the youngest by half in this theater.
When we walked in there, it was alarming because...
there were people there, one.
And no, there's we're here at Parkway, so it's kind of like old school seating. It's not like the stadium seating. And so when you come in, you're walking into the back row of the theater, and you got to walk down the aisle. And like the back, 4 or 5 or 6 rows, it was kind of hard to see in the dark, but they were solid with people.
Yeah.
Who were probably there at Iwo Jima. These motherfuckers have been around for a while.
And they weren't voting for Hillary.
Oh, fuck no. After the show, they were saying it out there in the hall, I'm gonna have to find that song they were singing at the end there. I don't know, that was good. I don't know, I was hearing, at some of these screenings, they're getting standing ovations for this movie, and I can see why now. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Or
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was considering, while it was wrapping up, I was gonna start trying to applaud to see if the entire ass end of the theater would burst out in
it would have
raucous applause.
It would have.
But I didn't want to take the chance in case a bunch of fucking 65-year-olds decided to kick our asses in the front of the fucking theater.
Let them try. If you're gonna beat my ass over the movie, you're just proving my fucking point at where this country's gone. But honestly...
And also concussing your body. But, it goes through all of that, and then it does a second musical number where it does the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah. So it kind of is trying to recreate the songs a little bit, I've noticed. With God Bless America, it was jumping to the mountains, the plains, the oceans white with foam, and then when the Star-Spangled Banner kicked in, it showed the Revolutionary Soldiers, even though that had nothing to do with the Revolutionary War.
It jumped back to the Revolutionary times. I'm like, what is... this is just a music video now. And it was a full-length music video for the Star-Spangled Banner.
Even though the Star-Spangled Banner at no point was thought of during the Revolutionary War.
And although it did prominently feature someone who I'm pretty sure was supposed to be General George Washington, who owned slaves.
Hey, but
But
he's the founder of our country. He can own whatever the fuck he wants, because you know what? This wasn't Washington's America. This is Hillary's America, because she's the bad guy.
Well, they're progressive. They're trying to get away from what the founders did. It's wait, so would that make Hillary one of the new founders? Are we about to have an annual purge? And if so, where do I sign up?
You have fun with that. I'm staying fucking indoors.
I'm just saying.
Let the crazy
I've always wanted to hollow out a stuffed animal that's person-sized from Six Flags, and then run around with a chainsaw all night.
I've
always wanted to try that.
I thought you were gonna say hollow out a human skull, but that's just... You said, I've always wanted to hollow out.
So you've thought about the purge as well. You lying sack of shit.
Oh, there's plenty of people I thought, you'd probably be better off if we weren't in the world. But I'm not going to act on it because I'm a decent fucking human being.
Honestly, I still have to say, I said it in the Purge video, and I'll say it here again. I am honestly, shockingly surprised that Trump never tweeted out something about how, you know what? Maybe a purge wouldn't be such a bad idea.
You know what? He's probably thought it, but at that point his advisor is like, no.
All the other crazy shit, how do you keep that one thought down?
Because that goes against all Americans. It's okay to talk about the Mexicans and the Indians and the Muslims, but when you start talking about white America, that's when you draw the line.
I don't know. He was mocking that baby the other day and then saying all that weird shit about, like, oh, Purple Heart. I always wanted to get one of these. Like, really? You wanted to be shot or otherwise, like, wounded. Injured in an active environment? Like, that's a fucking dumb thing to say. Like, no one has ever wanted to get one of those. Like, most of the time, like, most of the time, like, a Purple Heart, like, that's a consolation prize to, like, give to your fucking widow. That's a thing for, like, your son to, like, throw in the corner of his room, like, I fucking hate life!
It's like,
I didn't want a medal, I wanted my dad!
But, I mean...
But you know what, he always wanted one. Maybe he shouldn't
Well, maybe if he would have actually served, maybe
he shouldn't have dodged.
Exactly.
Boom! Fuck yourself. Line him up. He's gonna be so mad.
God,
Assuming he ever would ever watch.
He's gonna see this. I want those two dead. I want the families dead. He's gonna go try and go Al Capone on us. And then I want to take all their property and sell it to underprivileged Mexicans for pennies on the dollar, and then kick them out when they don't pay. But then force them to build a wall. Yeah. But they're going to be working it at the same time, you know, shit like that. I don't know.
And then I forgot this. This movie does have a stinger to it. It's got an after-credit sequence
with all the extras voting.
It's got all these extras voting. It's playing some insane song. Like Stand Up and Be Counted or some shit. I don't know what the fuck.
We're not take your bullshit anymore. It's some country music family or something. It's that was the great thing is, like, I can't vote. I'm like, well, there's a nice thing. That's probably the best thing that came out of this movie was the fact that, guess what? Because you're a felon, you can't vote right now. So.
He does mention that he is not allowed to vote on account of the fact that he is a convicted felon. So there's that. But, you know. And then there's this scene, and like all the extras in there were like whole families, so I'm sure it was like contributors that gave money to his fucking Kickstarter to get this made or whatever the fuck. It's like for the $100 price point, you get to be in the movie with you and your fucking kids.
Right. You can pretend to vote.
And then there was like a big special thanks thing that started off by thanking Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck. Surprising one that I wasn't expecting. It might not be surprising if you know more about it, but like the third or fourth name on the special thanks was John Voight.
I could see that. I could see John Voight just being a racist piece of shit.
I don't know much about John Voight's political leanings. By not much, I of course mean none at all. But I know that he was. I know that he was really creepy in Anaconda.
My guess is there's a valid reason that Angelina Jolie really didn't spend a lot of time with Daddy back in the day, and it probably has something to do with the fact that he is one of the special thanks in this movie.
It's probably because of the fact that slowly but slowly his face is eventually going to turn into the visage of Skeletor. That is
sweet Masters of the Universe remake.
That is a hard face to look directly into.
You are haunting, sir. Haunting. Shit. Oh damn. But okay, I mean it's.
But yeah, the stinger is he's shown like in this classroom because when he was incarcerated, when he was on the fucking like in his cell block, they would farm him out to teach foreigners how to speak English, and he was trying to tell them what it means to be American. Which I feel is failing entirely at teaching someone English. Yeah. Also, everyone in there seemed like they already knew English.
Speak pretty good English, yeah. No, there was no broken English. It was They were repeating it perfectly.
The stinger at the end of the movie is him saying, like, and how will you know when you're finally an American? When you become a Republican. And the whole class applauds.
It smiles real big.
Fade to black. Because this one needed a stinger.
Because, no, we thought you were going to say Democrat. Really?
Yeah, you got me. You got me. I didn't know where you were. I didn't know where you were going, Dinesh. I didn't know where you were going.
Is this an M. Night Shyamalan movie? Because what a twist.
It is an M. Night Shyamalan movie. He wrote himself in as the most important character. It's an M. Night Shyamalan production.
That's true, yeah.
Is that just like an Indian thing? Like, it's like, do you have to write your stuff into your own projects and then make yourself the biggest asshole in the room when you do it? Like, I feel that might be a theme, but I don't know.
Well, it's two different. For Dinesh, he thinks he's an asshole, but he thinks he's the hero. For M. Night, it's more like, I'm paying penance for something I did in a past life, so I'm gonna make myself the worst possible human being I can in every movie I'm in. I think there's a difference there, but it's subtle.
Like the only three examples I have are M. Night Shyamalan, this asshole, and I don't know, Aziz Ansari? Which, conversely, Master of None is a great show. Like, watch that instead of this. You know what I would have rather been doing this whole time? Anything.
Anything.
But you know what honestly, what I really rather been doing was like, it's like, if Brad hadn't asked if I wanted to do this, my Tuesday night plans consisted of probably walking around for a little while trying to catch some Pokemans, and then rewatching Stranger Things again.
Oh yes, there you go.
That's so
watch
fucking
that
good.
instead. If you have not watched that, glowing recommendation.
Oh my god,
go watch it.
Oh my fucking god, that show is so good.
I think I probably would have played Saints Row 4, because that would have. There's your president candidate right there. If you want to, there you go. That's where America is heading.
President with superpowers.
Gang leader president with superpowers who has a dildo for a weapon. There's your president candidate. That's where we're headed. Yet he's still more likable than anybody else. What the fuck?
Or can fictional characters be write-in votes? If so,
right. Oh shit.
Yeah, I got fucking nothing to say about this. I mean, there's a fucking reason why this has like, it's got like a 4 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think like Metacritic shows it as like a 2. I don't know that I've ever seen anything this low. Like even like actual like bad movies I've seen like come bouncing back at least a little bit.
Norm of the North. I'm pretty sure Norm of the North sits at a solid 0. I think.
Even like the fucking Apparition was terrible. I think it eventually kind of upped itself to like a fucking like 10 or a 15.
There's a couple.
But
now wait a minute. I'm pretty sure Grown Ups 2 did it. I don't think it ever got very high. Now I just want to. Norm of the North made it to an 8%. So apparently
so it is twice the movie this is.
Yeah.
Objectively speaking. But no, because like that's my thing is like even past like all the political stuff. Political shit completely to the side. This is a garbage movie. Grown Ups 2 is a 7.
And that was a piece of fucking shit.
If there was ever a movie I wanted to walk out of, it was that one.
Yeah. So you can imagine this has a lower rating than Grown Ups 2. And if you haven't seen our review of it, you should go check it out.
Go watch it. It's a classic.
And you'll kind of understand then where this movie sits.
I would have rather watched Grown Ups 2 again.
I probably would have been at least more entertained. Well, no.
I wouldn't have been entertained. I'm just saying that I would have been less like looking at the screen. Well, no, that's probably about even, honestly. Looking at the screen in shocking disbelief that this was made and put into a theater.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's...
Honestly, fuck them both. Fuck this movie and fuck Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, because that was my final solution comment, if I remember correctly. I believe that was where I said, not that I condone it, but now I can understand Hitler when he was promising the final solution. If only for that it would have ended Adam Sandler's life before it even started. And which is a sad thing. You know what, Adam? Come back to us. Bring us the lovable idiot that we used to have. Bring us Happy Gilmore. Bring us Billy Madison. They're shit movies, but they were fun and ridiculous. Then you tried to get
or more serious Adam Sandler movies. Like, I'm fine with serious Sandler.
I like Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah,
I think he's great in that.
Funny People was really good.
Funny People was good.
I liked.
You know what?
One.
I didn't even. My Click was all right. Like the serious moments, like in Click, it's like, you're kind of making me feel the feels right now, buddy. This is hurting right now. But just Grown Ups to what else? Did you? I never saw it. Was it The Ridiculous Six, or is it?
I was gonna watch that with Brad, and I think something came up, and I couldn't get over there to do that one with him when it first hit Netflix. Or wait, no, I don't know if it was. No, it wasn't Ridiculous Six. It was that other one that just came out.
Oh,
as part of his
the do-over.
Yeah, as part of his exclusivity deal that he has.
I bet Netflix is kind of like, man, we should have thought better about this.
Yeah, but that's the thing. As dumb as his movies are, and as terrible as they are,
they get views.
They make so much goddamn money.
Yeah.
That you'd be an idiot. Like, from a studio standpoint, it's a sure fucking bet. Even the worst reviewed movies he has still made millions of dollars.
That's true.
It's a blank check.
That is true.
I don't fucking how, especially at this point, but it's still like a license to fucking just print money.
It's almost like they keep waiting for the old Adam Sandler to come back. It's like, oh, maybe this is the movie.
Like, eventually he'll have to come back.
Something, I don't know, but
it's like when your great uncle has a stroke and you're like, eventually he'll remember words, right? Like, he won't keep saying bizarre things. Like, it's like, oh yeah, the other day I went to the potatoes. Like, you mean store? Like, that's what I said, potatoes. Like, all right.
Or like James Garner in The Notebook, where he spends his time telling his wife the entire story of their romance over and over again, in the slight hope that whole 10 minutes that he gets is worth it. And it isn't. It really isn't. He should have just smothered her with a pillow, because that would have been a nicer ending.
Also, I still mean...
You know what, honey? If you're watching this, if I lose my goddamn mind, fucking...
just...
fucking Nicholson my ass. Go flew over the cuckoo's nest. Right over the head. End me peacefully and let me go on my way. I'm telling you right now. And if the cops watch this later on and that's happening, I gave her full permission to do that because I lost my fucking mind. Just like Dinesh D'Souza.
Brought it back around.
But, no, that's kind of, I don't know.
So, I don't know.
This thing has got, this fucking review.
Yeah, this is bizarre now. I don't know. Final thoughts on The Notebook. That shit was a murder-suicide. There is no doubt about it. Murder-suicide. No, they both passed away in their sleep on the same... Because he killed both of them. That was his life for the past, 20 years. He killed himself and her. The end. He's a bird. She's a bird. Fuck it.
The Notebook 2, the autopsy results. Well, I'm seeing high levels of strychnine in both of their bloodstreams, so...
It's like, who gave them all this, potassium sulfate? Like, why is there so high in their... Like, just let it be. Just let it be. It's all about a nurse trying to cover it up and finding love in a police detective working the case.
There you go.
Flash forward to the year 2035. They're on the lam. Because you have to have 2 time periods.
Shit. Yes. Oh,
I'm done talking.
Yeah,
I'm done with this movie.
If you are...
We have, by doing this, we have become part of the problem by promoting it more. To be fair, though, it was like discount night here at the theater. So honestly, like the 2 tickets were like, it was like 2 for 1.
Yeah, it was. It pretty much was. So at least that was a nice deal. If you are morbidly curious to see this movie, I recommend
shoot yourself in the fucking head because there's a problem with
the shit out of this movie. Pirate it. Pirate the shit out of this movie. Do it.
R.I.P. Kick-Ass Torrents.
R.I.P. all torrents. Fucking DMCA. Fuck you guys. Fuck you.
We'll find a way. You think it fucking matters? Like, oh, we closed down this one. Guess what? It'll be back.
We are the internet. We are Legion.
Yeah, fucking F Society and shit. I'm gonna go home and watch Mr. Robot now. I'm fucking done with this. Go to bed.
Bye, guys.